Spider-Man and Psylocke. Yeah, I honestly think they would be perfect for each other. Now, I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds ridiculous because I do these videos, right? I've talked about various different love interests for Spider-Man, and honestly, this is just my way of coping. That's because at the end of the day, Spider-Man will never have a good love interest, and Spider-Man will never be happy, and that's the reality of being a Spider-Man fan. It's a reality of loving Spider-Man. It's the reality of Spider-Man himself. He deserves, or, well, doesn't deserve, but he is bound to be in a horrible spot, in a horrible reality, and be treated like absolute garbage. So I love talking about hypothetical ships that Spider-Man could go through, and one of them that I really have been waiting quite a while to talk about, and frankly I should have talked about a long time ago, has to be Spider-Man and Psylocke. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up in the first place, and the reason why I honestly enjoy this ship idea so much, is the fact that Spider-Man and Psylocke really came to be like a real ship, and with comic dubs and fan-made stuff and all that other stuff, right? Really came to be because of Marvel Rivals. And you just listen to some of the different voice lines that they do together and the different voice lines they say together, and you really realize that this is wholesome as can be. Because when I look for a ship, I look for the absolute peak wholesomeness, because wholesomeness is what matters to me. I know a lot of people, they'll be like, well, I want them to look good, I want them to do this, and yeah, of course that's a positive. You know, the female character or even the male character looking half decent is definitely a big part of a ship, or a pseudo relationship that you like watching on the big screen or in a comic or something along those lines. But for me, it's hands down wholesomeness, and Spider-Man and Psylocke have it all, and they genuinely would be absolutely perfect together. And one of the main reasons why I see this, or one of the first reasons why I see this as an absolute fact, is the idea of opposites attract. And I've brought in this up quite a bit, but I honestly believe Peter Parker and Psylocke are what opposites attract truly mean for me, because it's not hero and villain. This is a little bit different, right? A little bit different in terms of what they are in terms of opposites. Peter is this witty, nerdy, heart of gold type of science guy. He cracks jokes in the middle of battle. He doesn't take things fully seriously. But at the end of the day, Spider-Man himself, yeah, he's pretty damn awesome. And it really adds to the idea of what he is, and it really adds to the idea of what her and him would be, because him being that nerdy and witty type of person, and her being a stoic, poised, kind of ninja focused on control and really togetherness and responsibility and morality, is perfect for both of them together. Because frankly, there's times where she overdoes it in terms of being so serious, and sometimes Peter might not take things as serious as they should be. So them together would be pretty awesome. And at the end of the day, the opposites attract, and the idea of them complementing each other because of it also leans into this Spider-Man x Psylocke and Marvel Rivals, because you have this very serious character who honed her skills and really takes her craft very seriously, being taken off of her feet and kind of taken off guard by this witty Spider-Man, this person that, like, you know, and at face value you think, oh, he's just a random kid that kind of does this and does that and, you know, acts out and makes too many jokes. But that's not what he is, right? She can look at him as, yes, he might be happy-go-lucky, might be laughing, might make jokes, but he has a heart of gold. He will protect anybody he possibly can. He will go out of his way to make sure people are okay. He'll make sure that their days are okay. He'll make sure every aspect of them is ready and willing, and makes everyone around him that much more happier. That is his goal. And honestly, it would be perfect for Psylocke to be around. And I love the little comic dubs that we do get, where Psylocke is very into the idea that Spider-Man may be the opposite of her, but in some ways is very similar to her. Very kind of kind of responsible, has really good morale, or kind of like this morality, has really good, he's just a morale booster in general. All of these things, legitimately, all of these things are very, very, very on the side of the one and only, and very, very on the side of, well, Spider-Man himself. But there's so much more to what they bring to the table, because yes, their personalities may technically be in the opposite direction of each other, but they do have a lot of things that are similar to each other, right? We got to talk about the shared trauma, right? They obviously have shared trauma, shared strength. They both have endured a lot of loss, identity issues. Peter lost Uncle Ben. Gwen dealt with a lot of, this whole great power, great responsibility burden. Yes, he took things in a different direction than what Psylocke did, but she really did have similar aspects and similar kind of experiences with, near-death experiences, constant battles with her sense of self. I mean, these are things that Spider-Man has dealt with. At the end of the day, he really deals with the idea, like, heavily of the kind of idea of Spider-Man and himself, or Spider-Man and Peter being different or the same. That's something that he deals with a lot, and that's something she deals with quite a bit in terms of herself. What is she? Who is she? And they can really understand each other in ways that, I'm gonna be honest, not many other people truly can. And we could even go on and talk about kind of the beauty of the fact that not only are they kind of opposites, but they're opposites in the way of, like, brains and brawn too, right? This action, this strength, but also these brains that Peter has, by the way, because Peter is a genius. He's a genius with tech, he's a genius with strategy, and Psylocke, she has a sharp tactical mind from years as an X-Men, as a ninja-like assassin. Together, they would be unstoppable. Peter with the gadgets and kind of the idea of being able to think about the big picture, right? Be able to really expand the idea of what's happening on this mission, what's going to happen on this mission, and what's going on in this mission. And with her kind of psychic kind of finesse and deadly precision, all of these things would help with almost every single mission you could possibly think of. And think about this too. Peter might go a little bit haywire, a little bit here and there on the mission, and kind of do things where he really shouldn't be doing, right? The things he shouldn't be getting into, and maybe he makes unnecessary errors. But in terms of Psylocke, she's not doing that. She's not going to do that. And she could definitely keep Peter on the straight and narrow without getting rid of the humorous side and the amazing, well, no pun intended, amazing Spider-Man side of what he truly is as a hero itself, the quippiness and the jokes and stuff like that. She's going to be able to kind of sharpen him out, but not really take those things entirely away. Not get rid of what we love truly about Spider-Man. And as I said before, they both have their trauma, both have their kind of issues in general, and they'll be able to heal together, really open up about what they're doing. And Peter will mostly be able to help her really understand that anything that she really needs to know, right? Peter is really great at making others feel a lot better, right? He understands the idea of this kind of crisis of identity, this crisis of not understanding exactly who you are. So being able to emotionally heal in that regard with her and together, they would be able to really help each other. Because Peter, he'd be able to emotionally open up about, the whole self-sacrificing and this and that and certain things that he does to honestly a fault, while Psylocke herself often does bottle things up. She sees herself as a warrior, as this kind of warrior ninja like person that has to hold on to these certain beliefs and hold away the bad things, right? Hold away the things that would be shown as weakness. But he would be able to help her process some of that pain. They would both be able to help each other process some of that pain, because Peter, honestly, helping others is kind of his way of emotionally opening up. It's kind of his way of really building each other up. and they would be able to do that together. Well, she could genuinely help him build better boundaries, build a better sense of self for himself, because sometimes he does do too much or does too much for other people. Sometimes he is too self-sacrificing. So she would be able to open his eyes on that regard too, be able to help him understand that sometimes it is important for you to take time for yourself, to keep things to yourself. To sometimes it is good to keep some of your own secrets, but also good to open up about them from time to time as well. There's a good and a really beautiful kind of balance that they can really maintain with each other. And don't get me started on this team up chemistry. The chemistry is just a beautiful thing to watch. I love their chemistry, and kind of this chemistry that is created by the fandom or the fan base of what they are together. Like, imagine the action sequences between, Psylocke slicing through enemies with, her psychic blades, while, Spidey swings overhead, webbing people to walls and tossing quips and stuff like that. Their fighting styles are, yes, different, very different, but highly complementary. It sounds crazy, but it's the truth, right? Acrobatics meets stealth with speed meets precision. It would be pretty peak to watch them kind of team up, and pretty awesome to watch them come together as a duo and fight villains, fight bad people, and really save people as well. Because this is an out of the norm, kind of, you could say, team up or out of the norm type of relationship. Peter has often paired up with girls like MJ, Gwen, Felicia, right? Felicia obviously was your kind of out of the ordinary one, where she's, this kind of villain-esque anti-hero doing her own thing, and they have kind of like a forbidden relationship. This is a little different, right? Psylocke's a little bit on the darker side, right? She's obviously a mutant, and there's a little bit of unexpected area when you put them both together, but that's what really makes it so intriguing. That's what makes this dynamic feel so fresh. And frankly, we don't know for sure how this kind of relationship or coupling would even go, but all I know is, canonical or not, I absolutely love it. And I honestly think they would be perfect for each other for all the reasons that I said, obviously. But also, I'm a sucker for watching some of these different voice lines, maybe even Psylocke being a little bit more awkward and reserved and thinking how can I be falling for someone like him? How can I be love being around someone like him? He just brings up the mood so much, and this and that. And she's this awkward kind of shy girl or shy woman. And honestly, that's a really good look to have next to Spider-Man, when Spider-Man doesn't know when to shut up, right? So it's always perfect to have a more shy, more mellowed out, but also a serious, different kind of character. And I must admit, I am a sucker for kind of different, anime romance / slice of life stuff that involve, main character females that are either kind of more assertive or more shy and more tempoed, right? Tempoed down. And honestly, I think Psylocke is that perfect mix, because yes, in a way she could give off that shyness and stuff like that, but at the same time, she's no freaking joke. You can't mess with her and think that you're going to get away with it. She can fight back. And that's right there is awesome as well. So it's a beautiful combination, especially for someone like Spider-Man. But as always, I would love to hear what you guys think about the Spider-Man and Psylocke kind of coupling or relationship. As always, maybe some of you saw it like I did, where you saw it from the comic dubs and different fan-made comics that people have made. Maybe from Marvel Rivals, you heard some of the voice lines and stuff like that, or the kind of interactions, and you were like, you know what, this is so adorable. They're kind of really good. They could be a good coupling and blah, blah, blah. Maybe you feel the same way. Maybe you don't. I would love to hear your guys' kind of takes. slash kind of your idea on the coupling between Psylocke and Spider-Man in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed, please show some love, leave a like, leave a sub, and leave a comment down below. All that good stuff. And with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you enjoyed this video, YouTube believes you'll enjoy this one, so might as well go check it out.